Hey everybody, welcome to this video. So today what I really wanted to discuss and go through was essentially my origin story in getting into ecom and now moving into doing what I do, which is helping e-commerce businesses grow their revenues, specifically those that want to get to 10 to 20K plus in revenue per month. So when I co-founded Karmic Cold Pressed Juice in 2013 with my brother, prior to that, we had both been in corporate jobs, earning circa 80 to 100K each a year. And we essentially just made a decision on a whim that the corporate life, the corporate job, no matter the paycheck, was just not what we wanted to do. And it was actually following both reading Tim Ferriss's The 4 Hour Work Week that we decided this, and somewhat had a bit of a plan, a bit of a roadmap in place about what we were going to do when we left our corporate jobs. To be honest with you, we literally just put in our resignations, okay, and then sort of figured it out later what we were going to do. Initially, we were going to get into coffee, the industry. Now, as broad as that sounds, is as broad as it was, right? We said we're not roasters, we're not cafes, we didn't have any ambition to be anyone in that, area of expertise. But we were looking at opportunities such as logistics, right? We wanted to be into coffee because that's what we enjoyed drinking. We thought that we could add some value. But after about a month of research and doing various, coffee tasting courses and speaking with a lot of people within the market, we realized how saturated it was, how slim the margins were, how deep the relationships with roasters, farms, cafes were, that we just said, there's no way we can actually get into this industry. A really key thing to note there, which we kind of realize now in hindsight, is that we spoke to so many people within our market. The first port of call for us in doing our market research or industry research was to speak with people about what they needed. And we basically discovered that there was nothing that they essentially needed that we could possibly perform or improve upon. So with that, we moved into cold pressed juice. Sam, my brother, had been doing his own cold pressed juice cleanse programs that he basically devised himself. He was kind of cutting edge of health at that point in time, being, a mad cyclist, and was looking for all sorts of advantages and health kicks, I suppose, that he could do to increase performance. And so it came a point in time where he was doing his own juicing on a little domestic Oscar Neo that he had at home. There was a lot of inputs, a lot of labor involved, and it was really hard. It was really annoying for him to do. And so it came to the point one day we said, I just wish someone could do it for us. And that was kind of a light bulb moment to say, well, why don't we just do it, for ourselves first and foremost, but then there's got to be more people like us. Okay, so this comes from the concept that Tim Ferriss talks about, scratching your own itch. Create a business that you yourself would use so that you have at least a market of one. And more likely that there's going to be more people like you. So, obviously the market's bigger than that, but at least it becomes useful for that purpose. So that's how we started. And as soon as we had the idea, we jumped on, the phone and some text to some old contacts that we had within our businesses, within our sporting circles, that said, hey, look, this is what we're doing. This is what we're producing. Would you be willing to buy some juice from us? And a lot of them said yes. So this is within 24, 48 hours that we got validation that people would exchange money for what we were doing so that we could basically continue and know that we're on the right path. And again, that's, case number 2, where we went direct to our market. We asked people for feedback and we basically looked for the opportunity to see if it was validated or not with what we were thinking. And that's really how it started. So 24 hours, 48 hours later, we had orders. We didn't have any bottles. We didn't have any production facility. We didn't have any recipes, but we just basically did what we needed to do to fulfill these orders. Obviously, these are our friends and family, so there's a level of exception there, but it meant that we were onto something. So from that moment forward, in those preceding couple of months, we set up formal programs, we set up formal packaging, and we started to increase the volume of what we could do. We bought more domestic machines. Okay, these were really slow process. I'm talking to chop, to prep all the ingredients, and then to juice it and to bottle it up. Probably an hour to do a liter, right? And our cleanse programs now have about 2.5 liters of juice per day of cleanse, and we go from 1 day to 7 days, depending on the duration. But we were only really doing 2-day cleanses at that point, 2 or 3-day cleanses. And so we literally just pounded the pavement. We hustled it. We went as far as we could with our own networks, and then we used methods such as social media, influencers, and had a couple of PR campaigns that we actually paid for that helped us really get our name out there. Now, we were only just locally Melbourne based. So we were really grassroots, really just pounding the pavement that got our early successes. And our first real breakthrough was with a really pivotal influencer that allowed us to go from, that 7, 8, 9K mark. We hadn't cracked the 10K mark for about 14, 15 months to 27K a month in that exact next month, right? From 9 to 27 off the back of an influencer. And that then became a key strategy that we used moving forwards. We said, light bulb moment, let's leverage other people's audiences whilst we don't have the funds for paid ads and things like that to be able to expedite our business in the form of sales, number 1, audience, number 2, and then content, number 3. So validation, user-generated content, etc., etc. And so that was really the crux of what we did in our strategy. We obviously added Google ads and Facebook ads on top of that. We had our organic socials running, but we were doing all these things ourselves as 2 brothers running a company, and we had our girlfriends at the time helping us with production. But we were doing everything from start to finish: fulfillment, production, delivery, even at night we would do all the delivery. And so it was an incredible process that we had to become fully skilled in every area of our business. And that's what we now call a full stack business owner. Okay, so until you have the skills and have seen success and mastered it yourself, I don't recommend that you outsource it to anybody else. 1, to cut costs, 2, to understand it yourself and have the expertise, and 3, to have a baseline around what an external party should be achieving, given that you've achieved X amount yourself. So in the case of Facebook ads, I was able to get 5X ROAS. You should be able to get that and some, because I'm actually paying you for your specific expertise. That's how it works, and that was our thought process. Now, that was bred out of necessity for us in terms of our limited cash flow, okay? And then for the preceding years, we basically just grew from there. Grew and grew and grew. Word caught on. Our product, we kept refining. Our packaging, we kept refining, and people loved our product. They loved us, they loved our business, and they kept coming back, telling their friends, and we just built and built and built. So we now have a huge baseline of repeat customers, and obviously people still coming into the business as customers for the first time. And so off the back of our founding story and the success that we had in building our business, I created something called the Ecom Blueprint program. And it's basically the roadmap that we used, cutting out or condensing rather those 5 odd years into a document basically that says this is exactly what we did, this is when we did it, this is how we did it, to give to other business owners, other e-com brands that are looking to hit their first 10 to 20K month consistently and scale from there. So we have businesses in our program that are started at 1K a month, 5K a month, and are now hitting that 5, 10, 20, some even that 50K a month, within really short periods of time, because they have some clarity around what they need to do and when they need to do it. So having a community of people that you can interact with that are going on the same journey that you are, to have the experience of somebody that's been in your shoes, myself, that can show you how to do it and give advice based on what you need at what particular point in time, has proven to be extremely valuable. People have been getting their investments back and making money on top of where they were stagnated for so long within the first 30 to 45 to 60 days, which is extremely humbling, but also extremely motivating for me to continue to helping e-com brands in this way. So if you're an e-com brand, I would encourage you to find me on this platform, find me on other socials, look me up, willdebruin.com, and book a time to chat with me. Because if you're an established brand, if you have some sort of validation, even if you have a lot of validation, you just want to go from 50 to 100K a month, then book a time to chat with me, because I can give you the guidance and the roadmap to grow your business the way that we did at the rate that we did as well. So I hope that gives you confidence that we started from the kitchen bench, has grown our business to what it is now. And now my role, I see it as my mission to actually be helping e-com brands grow in the same way that we did. We give all the secrets, open up the entire front door of our business, anything that you require. It literally just becomes your willingness to do the work and the amount of work and focus that you have on being able to iterate and learn and persist through. Okay, so I just want to share my origin story, kind of what I'm up to now and how I help people. So yeah, if you're interested, obviously grab a time to chat. I'd love to hear from you and help you with your business. Thanks.